morning. It's Tuesday, May 14, 2024. Peace is a path to the prosperity of a nation. Let peace reign. On the news this morning, River State government to probe Wike administration. River State gets new commissioner for justice. Police arrest suspected one-chance gang in Port Harcourt. Labor unions shut down PHED others. And on the foreign scene, Israeli protesters block 8 trucks heading to Gaza. I'm Ifechi Kumoyele with the news. River State government is to set up a panel to investigate the 8-year administration of the last government. Governor Similai Fubara said this on Monday while administering the oath of office to the new Commissioner for Justice and Attorney General of the state, Dagogo Iboroma, at the council chamber of the government house. The governor said the new commissioner will head the panel of inquiry.
Why are we bringing you at this very critical time? We have a lot of issues around us. We believe that you're not going to be the one that will, when they send SMS to you, you go and find nothing, or you go and find one thing that will kill us here. Please, defend us. We know that you're going to defend us because your record is clean. You're a gentleman, peaceful. You're not a noise maker. People like that are endowed. You have a big task. As it is today, in the local parliament, they said the jungle has matured. We will be setting a panel of inquiry to investigate the affair of governance.
The governor also dismissed the claim by the former commissioner for works that the FCT minister assisted when he was at level 14 in the civil service to become governor.
If in 2010 I was a chief accountant at level 13, those of you who know the civil service, where will I be before 2023? Because you want to impress your paymaster, talk carelessly. I won't reduce myself to that kind of talk. Being honorable is not lying. Being honorable, as a matter of fact, for one to be called honorable, you need to live a honorable life.
Governor Fubara also said that there were deliberate attempts to sabotage his administration.
If we have a disagreement, no matter how bad it is, it should be resolved. But it has become very clear that this disagreement, there is no headway to it. And for a lot of reasons, there are very, very visible evidence that there is sabotage, deliberate attempt to sabotage this administration. Maybe where they are telling them nothing will happen, nothing will happen. It's happening here live. We have our own legislatures that are performing their duty according to the Constitution. So that record is threatened.
As you may know, the screening and confirmation of Mr. Iboroma was done by the Victor Okojumbo-led Assembly on Monday. It is their first legislative action since the new principal officers emerged last week. Meanwhile, as the 20-day event to mark the 1 year in office of Governor Fubara begins today, some residents of Port Harcourt have been speaking about his performance so far in the last 1 year. Some say the governor has demonstrated that he has good intentions for the state despite the ongoing political crisis. Others called on the governor to create business opportunities for residents in the state to cushion the effect of the current economic hardship.
In the they are never seen as bad as that I carry day for in head. I feel maybe that I want make I focus. Waiting is supposed to do for office.
I know what is doing. The wicked tried and is here doing his own.
My own experience, this governor is a good governor.
This conduct we go no say yes, our governor they try. But if it is still high, them they know how them go take they do their say. We will no get we go they manage.
Name is Okuwaji fine. You know why Anton local government of this river state. Governor Fubara is doing well. This first administration. I believe with many more years to come, we'll do more better than what he has started.
Government is actually the civil service receiving more than we will be business people and other people. So we are begging so that you remember the poor people.
The people that are troubling or disturbing or distracting this man, they should allow this man to work for River State.
The 1 year anniversary event will start today with the commissioning of the Old Bori Road, providing an alternative route to the Elim axis of the East-West Road. The next 20 days will see the governor commissioning about 10 projects he inherited and completed in his 1 year in office. These include Phase 1 of the Trans-Calabari Road and the Andoni section of the Ogoni-Andoni-Opobo Unity Road. Others are Phase 2 of the Port Harcourt Electrical Village, Phase 2 of the Trans-Calabari Road and Eweda Elele Omok Road. In the meantime, former River State Government House Chief of Staff Emeka Nwoke has advised Governor Fubara to prioritize governance over campaigning for President Bola Tinubu's second term. Speaking during the rededication of the Emoha PDP Secretariat by the caretaker committee of the party in the local government area, Mr. Nwoke criticized the Fubara administration for lacking direction and relying on propaganda tactics. He said the governor must refrain from involving the former president, Goodluck Jonathan, and his wife in the political crisis in Rivers State. He said the FCT minister Nwoke and former President Jonathan have a cordial relationship.
When we talk about immaturity, it's always display because maturity is in you. You don't learn it. Today, you hear, we are supporting Mr. President. We will vote Mr. President. Did Mr. President tell anybody to campaign for him for 2027? What is it that is pursuing them? Why not focus on governance? Why not talk about what you are going to give to Rivers State people in the next 4 years? When the time comes to support Mr. President, those who are supporting Mr. President will come. And Rivers people will know those who are supporting Mr. President. Because you are afraid. You are looking for where to live. Who is pursuing you?
Mr. Nwoke, who is now the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer, Ogun Osho River Basin Development Authority, highlighted that the administration's challenges stem from having an amateur as its Chief of Staff.
I want to correct one impression. If they say you are an ingrate, you have not shown gratitude to a man who helped you. Why not come and say, no, I have shown sufficient gratitude. I want to put it on record. They should stop dragging the name of the former president and the wife into Rivers State politics. If they are not aware, let me remind them. Because I served as Chief of Staff, so I have the records. The former governor of Rivers State, Wike, I have no problem with the former first family. And so what you are seeing is when you have a kindergarten chief of staff.
Our correspondent reports that during the event, Mr. Nwoke empowered 50 women with 100,000 naira each. Moving on, the coordinator of Senator Orwell Onyeso's support group, Emma Nwobilo, has denied online reports alleging that the senator representing Rivers East Senatorial District, Orwell Onyeso, has abandoned the FCT minister, Nyesom Wike, to support Governor Fubara. Mr. Nwobilo, in a statement, accused the leader of the Simplified Movement in Ichie local government area, Ambrose Wuzi, of being responsible for propagating and spreading the falsehood against Senator Onyeso. He explained that Mr. Wuzi gave out false information about a recent picture he took with Senator Onyeso, the president and vice president of Ichie American Foundation, Houston Branch, Texas, in the United States at a program organized by the Apex body. Mr. Nwobilo said Senator Onyeso has no plan to leave his leader, the FCT minister, to join any other group or party either in Rivers State or elsewhere. He urged the general public to disregard the fake news and called on all Ichie citizens to be vigilant and resist the temptation and attempt of the Ichie Simplified leader to link every social cultural activities of Ichie ethnic to politics. When contacted, the leader of the Simplified movement in Ichie local government area, Ambrose Wuzi, denied spreading falsehood for political gain. Away from that, the police say they have arrested 4 suspects, including a lady operating a one-chance syndicate in Port Harcourt and its environs. The River State Police Command said the gang posed as passengers in commercial vehicles at flyovers only to bring out their guns while in motion to either rob or kidnap unsuspecting members of the public. The spokesperson of the State Police Command, Grace Iringikoko, said in a statement on Monday that their targets are mostly women. The statement said the syndicate also beat up their victims. It said they extorted 1.8 million naira from one of the victims. Still to come, a labor union shut down PHED, others. Stay with us.
Better life for the best people see.
You're welcome back, and now the rest of the news. The Real Estate Developers Association of Nigeria, REDAN, has elected and inaugurated new executives of River State Chapter. Speaking to newsmen, the new state chairman of REDAN, Ori Martins, said his administration will work closely with stakeholders to address the growing cases of land grabbing in the state.
Land grabbing is a menace in the state and has really impacted badly on our activity as a developer. Real Estate Developers Association of Nigeria, Real Estate Chapter, is to collaborate with all stakeholders to find the land grabbers and reduce the land grabbing activity to zero if possible. This is number one focus that we need to address, and we are calling on government, all the stakeholders to partner with us in this curbing and reducing land grabbing in Rivers State.
On the spot, the Vice President South of REDAN, Peter Inwayen, while describing the elections as peaceful, advised the newly inaugurated state executives to partner with the state and local government to also address the housing deficit challenge.
The people were here in a good number and their conduct were very, very peaceful and mature. The state chapter, they must bring Rivers State into limelight. They must connect with national policy. They must relate very well with the state government. They can't operate without government presence. And they must showcase what REDAN is. Encourage the people to key in. They must look for all other developers around we here, have good relationship with them. Join us to make sure development is going on in Rivers State.
In other news, the federal government will next week hold a crucial meeting to address the demands by organized labor for the restoration of the power subsidy and the reversal of the hike in electricity tariff. A spokesperson for the Ministry of Power, Florence Eke, disclosed this hours after the labor unions disrupted activities at the ministry in Abuja on Monday. Meanwhile, organized labor has threatened to continue with the protests indefinitely, stressing that it might take drastic action should the government fail to reverse the tariff hike. The nationwide protest paralyzed activities at the Federal Ministry of Power and the Nigeria Electricity Regulatory Commission, and also disrupted the operations of the distribution companies across the country. In Port Harcourt, the Nigerian Labour Congress, NLC, and the Trade Union Congress, TUC, blocked the corporate headquarters of the Port Harcourt Electricity Distribution Company, PHEDC, on Monday. They also blocked the office of the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission, NERC. River State NLC Chairman Alex Agwanwo, who led the protesters to picket the offices, told correspondent Yobi Oruware that the electricity tariff increase is discriminatory.
In as much we want more power supply, but we don't want it to be discriminatory. Because we have seen a case here now where they take from the poor and give to the rich. Because it's very obvious that what NEC is doing is that they give power for those who they think can pay. And now for those who cannot pay, they put them in darkness. And for us, we are all Nigerians. We have only equal right to power. So they should not discriminate who gets power and who will not get. So we're asking them to reverse this tariff. It's very discriminatory and it is not acceptable. Let that tariff plan be changed. Let them revert back to the old 65 kilowatts tariff. Let everybody have equal tariff plan. And let power be provided for everybody.
Mr. Agwanwo also accused NERC, discos, and transmission companies of exploiting Nigerians.
Even those are paying for the 20 hours band A plan, they are not even getting power for 20 hours. But they are being billed for that amount. What kind of injustice is that? What kind of country are we? We cannot continue in this way. Well, we have had volume of complaints, mostly from our own members. And these workers are given a target. Even when they know the operation they are working for is not doing the right thing. Whether you use power or not, they will give you bill. And a man that did not get light, and you are coming to collect from him. Most of our members who are working under them have faced various harassment at different levels, some even almost to death.
On the spot, the Southeast Regional Deputy Secretary General of Senior Staff Association of Electricity Allied Company, Innocent Lord Douglas, who represented the TUC chairman, said the policy has left more citizens suffering untold hardship.
As we are doing now, the pressure will definitely make government to do a reversal. And if they don't, of course, Labour, we are not lacking strength. We are going to utilize all our arsenals to get what we want. Because of a truth, this policy is evil. This policy have caused a division among Nigerians. We are supposed to be equal. We are supposed to. The worst is even that even those that are in the bank A, as it were, has all bypassed the energy. The meter, because they cannot even pay the amount that they are being voiced on. The policy of government is even causing economic loss.
Reacting to the protests, some Port Harcourt residents urged the organized labor to rather protest against weightier issues like the ongoing increase in petrol price. They told our correspondent that the organized labor is fighting for their interest.
They are fighting for themselves, and that's why we have to sit up to make sure everything goes well. So everybody now is suffering, everything's going wrong. Now I'm going back to my house with nothing. I'm a family man with 4 children. Nothing come out.
That's not a good thing because that's not what they should prioritize now. So there are a lot of things that are hard in this country, not tariff. So the prices of goods are going up. Citizens are finding it hard to feed. So I think that protest shouldn't go on. I think they should look for another thing else to do, not to go for protest because of tariff. Or they should prioritize another, maybe fuel or squad. The mix of transportation is also going high.
I think they are fighting for themselves. Why I said they are fighting for themselves, I think they are also fighting for their own benefit. Now they won't concern. Now their own problem with that. Now I not follow for my own problem. Better is for themselves, not for me.
As you may know, more filling stations in Port Harcourt now sell petrol between 800 and 830 naira per litre.
And now we bring you news from around the world.
Israeli protesters blocked 8 trucks destined for Gaza on Monday, throwing food packages onto the road and ripping bags of grains open in the occupied West Bank. The lorries, which were set upon at the Takmiya checkpoint west of Hebron, came from Jordan and were headed to the Gaza Strip, where tens of thousands of Palestinians face food and aid shortages.
This is the news on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
That's a wrap on the news this morning. Before we go, let's have a look at the major stories. The Rivers State government says it will probe the Wike administration. Police have arrested suspected one-chance gang in Port Harcourt. And on the foreign scene, Israeli protesters have blocked 8 trucks heading to Gaza. The news was edited by Chioma Ezenwafo. To reach the news team, send an SMS or WhatsApp to 0808-721-7215. I'm Ifechukwu Monyele. Many thanks for listening.